Chapter 12's Making Data-Based Decisions. Throughout Chapter 12, we're going to review some key data analysis questions, the data analysis process during and after the training, review some root cause identification tactics, and propagating positive findings. As you start to gather your data prior to a program implementation, a training program, as you move along, there would be some questions, these key data analysis questions, that you would ask yourself. The first one would be, does the level of what you're assessing meet the expectations you are working towards? If it does not, why doesn't it? And if so, it's smart to understand why it does. There are 4 different levels as you go through with your data analysis. The first level is reaction. Some key example questions that you might be asking during level 1 would be something like, does the participant engagement during the program meet expectations? Or does the relevance of the program to the participants' job responsibilities meet expectations? Also, does the satisfaction of the participant within the program meet the expectations? There's some key words there within the level 1 to pay attention to. Would be the engagement, relevance, and satisfaction, all revolving around the participant. Level 2 is learning. Some sample questions you might come across would be, does the participant knowledge either obtained or demonstrated during the training program meet the expectations? Or are they basically showing what they know, what we expect them to know? Also, are they presenting skills that they've gained during the program? Does that meet expectations? Also, too, does the participant's attitude of performing these new skills on the job meet expectations as well? Some participants will go through training, but they're not enthusiastic about it and really are reluctant to implement the new knowledge. The attitude going into it and after the training can be very important. Also, as well, would be the participants' confidence. How confident do they feel that they can apply the knowledge gained and their skills gained to their job to reach the desired goal or meeting the expectations? And of course, by the participants' commitment to applying the knowledge will ultimately lead to the main goal or expectations long term. We could implement it right now. They could be implementing it for 1 month and then stop implementing what they learned. We are then back at square one and possibly think that we would need to retrain that participant. But in actuality, we would need to probably bring their commitment to what they were doing back on board again. Level 3 is behavior. Behavior, we would be looking at the target critical behavior for the on-the-job learning. So does the level of on-the-job learning meet the expectations of, say, supervisors or the company? What about the reinforcement of these critical behaviors or the encouragement to perform these critical behaviors? These would be questions that could pertain to more on the supervisor end because they know the critical behavior goal and they would be the ones to help encourage and reinforce that these are continually being done. Lastly, level 4 are results. So we're paying attention to the leading indicator, how we're getting to our expectations, and the desired outcomes. Does the movement of the whichever leading indicator of the expectations does that meet expectations? And is the movement towards the desired outcome meeting expectations as well? So some data analysis during and after training. While the training is going on, the trainer would mentally assess the learners for their level of interaction and determine if something is prohibiting participation. For example, if a trainer is in a classroom training the, let's say, 10 employees, and as they go through, they might read the audience, look at body language, or can tell on their face that they might not understand what's going on. So then they would stop with moving forward with the training and check with the audience, kind of a knowledge check, and to see if they need clarification. After the training program is done, the data analysis becomes more critical, probably the most critical at this point. Monitoring methods should be set up way in advance to create a proactive data analysis throughout and increase the valuable data gained in a timely manner. So some root cause identification tactics are at all 4 levels. Level 1 being reaction, level 2 being learning, level 3 being behavior, and level 4 being results. At all levels, we would be including surveys, interviews. You're going to ask program instructors for their input regarding the training program. Also managers, supervisors of the training graduates for their observations and input and see where some knowledge might be lacking. And if a problem arises, we can see if it's a global problem, so overall affecting all, or if it's just an isolated incident, and drill down to determine the source of the issue. By conducting training participant interviews or focus group and ask open-ended questions really helps provide that critical data for analysis. Now at level 1 and level 2, you are going to start to integrate formative evaluation into the training program, question and answers, etc. Level 3 is behavior, where you might start observing on-the-job behavior, watch for obstructions to the critical behaviors or the goal behaviors. Also survey or interview training graduates, like I had mentioned, maybe even customers, co-workers, and speak to them. Ask them why they think that the critical behavior or goal behaviors are not happening all the time. Ask them why what they can do to make it occur more frequently. And lastly, at level 4, with surveys or interviewing training graduates and supervisors, possibly customers, like I had mentioned before, and maybe ask them why they think that the leading indicators or the desired results of the training program are not moving in the right direction. Ask maybe what behaviors or circumstances would make them move in the right direction. So if the training program goes through and then the desired results are, left field of our goal, let's speak to the source of information, the graduates, our customers, the co-workers, everyone involved, and how to bring it back on going down the center towards the desired result. Now, propagating positive findings. The training program, it incorporates levels 1 reaction and 2 learning. Within the training presentation, presents opportunities for feedback from the audience and to continually improve the training program. Now on the job, their successful implementation of training results from multiple success factors. Speaking with graduates, supervisors, peers, customers, they provide valuable feedback from perceived training successes. So overall, some key points within Chapter 12. Start gathering data from the very beginning and utilize those key data analysis questions when analyzing. Does it meet expectations? If it doesn't meet expectations, why not? And if so, let's understand why it is. Compare data to preset expectations. Explore reasons for issues and correct to move data analysis forward towards the goal. And of course, a system in place is effective in many different aspects. So a systematic data analysis can increase successful programs.